Hey, happy Friday, guys. I forgot to talk about uh, the news that broke last night when the Carolina Panthers decided to hire Frank Reich over the then at the time interim head coach Steve Wilks. And to be honest with you, man, I had a lot of mixed emotions when I first heard the news last night. First, I was thinking, holy crap, right? Another black coach getting the short end of the stick. I mean, I was like, are you serious? I mean, we can't catch a break, man. So you get rid of one coach that turned the ship around essentially during the season after they traded away their best player, Christian McCaffrey, to a guy who got fired early in the season himself, and Frank Reich. I mean, the fact, I was just bummed out. It's going to be real, but I was just so bummed out. And yes, I understand that, that the owner, Tepper, I forgot his first name, but I know his last, David Tepper, I think his name, wanted to go with an offensive-minded head coach, because that would be essentially the first offensive-minded head coach in franchise history, if you could believe that, because you think about, before Wilks, of course, Matt Rule's defensive-minded, Ron Rivera's defensive-minded, I forgot the dude who was in front of him, who took the Panthers to the Super Bowl against the Patriots way back in the day, but he was defensive-minded. I think he comes from the Bill Parcells tree, but I forgot his name. And then before that, George Seifert, and then before that, his name just slipped my mind. The first ever head coach in Panthers history. He was a former Pittsburgh Steelers defensive coordinator. They're all defensive-minded coaches. So it's hard to believe that Frank Reich would be the first offensive-minded head coach in franchise history. And yes, I understand that. I understand where Tepper's coming. And look, Tepper can do, the owner, he can do whatever the hell he wants. It's his team, right? I mean, he's not obligated to do anything. I mean, he's a former hedge fund manager. He has money for days. I mean, he can actually crap $10,000 if he wanted to anytime. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. And some people are excited. But I can tell you, not a lot of people are excited about this hire. That includes Carolina Panthers fans and the own players on their own team. Because a lot of players, for understood, they stumped for Steve Wilks. And for good reason. I mean, look it. They fired Matt Rule after a 1-4 head start. Start to the season, rather. And he was abysmal the previous 2 years. And then in comes in comes Steve Wilks. He inherited a very bad quarterback situation. I mean, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield? Really? Really? And then the fact that they traded away the best player, Christian McCaffrey, and have the talent on offense be so devoid. And yet, Wilks got it the same ragtag squad, to a 6-6 record. I know 6-6 is not a big deal to most, but 6-6 record with that bunch of players, with that offense that was so devoid of talent, he got them to 6-6. With Sam Darnold at quarterback most of the way, he got to 6-6 the rest of the way, and came within a few series against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of winning a wretched, right, mind you, NFC South division. And you're going to get rid of that for a guy in Frank Reich who, yeah, he was your first quarterback in franchise history. Yeah, I get that. I get the sentimentality, right? And yes, he helped develop, what's his name? Carson Wentz. I get that, to a Super Bowl win, even though that was mostly, if not all, Doug Peterson. Let's just be real about that as well. But if you look at Frank Reich's teams in Indianapolis, his teams in Indianapolis have much more talent, I would argue, than the teams in Carolina, than the team that Steve Wilks had this past year, even in Carolina. He had a much better squad, talent-wise. Now, the things that Reich missed out on, were the quarterbacks. Now, that could be the general manager's fault. Okay, that could very well be the general manager's fault. But for him to go out the way he went out, this past season and underachieved the season before. I think the season before they had a chance to go to the playoffs, but they crept the bed on the road against Jacksonville to close the season. So you're going to hire that guy, Frank Reich, over Steve Wilks. Please make it all make sense. Because I don't see the sense in that. And notice I didn't mention one thing about, except for maybe earlier when my initial thought, but I didn't really mention anything about race. Okay? I'm just talking about the merits, I'm talking about the records, I'm talking about the results. All right? So what do y'all think? Do you think I'm off my rocker? Some of you probably think I am, but that's okay. Just let me know in the comments. Holla at me. Also, please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. Even if you disagree with anything I had to say in this video, you'll be glad you did, and I'll be glad you did. So until next time, have a good weekend. Take care. 06. Peace out.